We're going to do 3 trees for our Brusho tree workshop. I sketched 3 trees, just straight trees going narrower at the top. I'm using 3 colors: terracotta, yellow ochre, and cobalt blue. When you're sprinkling, only sprinkle just a little bit. You can always go in and add more, but a little bit goes a very long way. First, I'm going to sprinkle my terracotta. Now I want to go in with my cobalt blue. You can see there's not much on here. And last, my yellow ochre. We can always let it dry and add more. Hold your spray bottle away. Don't spray a lot. You can move the board around. This is Arches 300 pound. Use whatever paper you have. You can see the colors are starting to mix on the board. If it gets a little heavy and you don't like it, take a little bit of a paper towel or a regular towel and just dab. I want to go in with a little more yellow ochre because I like the color. For a fall scene, I think this is perfect. Move it around a little more. Let it run. You can take a wet brush and move it around. Pick up some of that color. I want a little more blue over in this area to mix with the yellow ochre to make green. Let's go in with just a little more terracotta, bring out some of the orange color. I'm going to pick up just a little of these where it's getting muddy looking. Bring it down a little bit. Spritz with just a little more water. And you have trees. I'm going to stop the tape and let this dry. Okay, I'm a pretty good one for going in and messing. As you can see, I added some darker colors in here just to give it a little more pop because it was pretty yellow. What I'm going to do now is use some light brown. I'm a good one for mixing just on my work table. I'm going to go in and get some water, mix it up on my table, and go in and kind of make my trees. Put a couple branches in. They definitely don't have to be perfect. You kind of want them jiggy. Kind of bleed them up into the tree. Go in for the next tree. You definitely don't have to follow your lines at all. Get your branches going. Kind of spread it out so it goes up in the tree. And then your third one. I like those little see-throughs that you see. They kind of add dimension. I like to cross my branches over. So there's the start of your trees. Now what we want to do is we want to carry those leaves on down to the bottom. So I'm going to go in with a little terracotta. My cobalt blue that I used up at the top. And my yellow ochre. Guess that's that called ochre. Ochre. I'm going to go spritz. Kind of hold it up so it doesn't run. Bring my brush in. Move my pigment around so I can anchor my trees. Pick up a little bit of that excess water. I overdid with the water, so I'm going to go back in and just add a little more terracotta. A little bit of yellow ochre. Let it move around a little bit. And since I have my brown up here at the top, I'm going to add a little bit of cobalt blue because I want a little darker brown. So I want to put a highlight and a low light on my trees. So I need to decide which way the light is coming. I, for some reason, always have the light coming from the right-hand corner. So I'm going to go in and add a little bit of shadow. I like to get my hands into it. Run down, get some root system going in down here. Get some more shadow. Kind of round out your trees. You can always come back after it's dry and add more in. One of the other things that you'll see, and this isn't dry so it's going to be hard to show, but you're going to have branches that are throwing shadows on your trees. So you can put those in. We'll go put in a few more after it's dry. It's dry. I'm not real happy with the shadow side of the tree, so I'm going to go in and darken that just a little more. Just to give it a little more dimension. What I'm doing is dipping my brush in the water. I've added just a little more shadow. Bring that down just a little bit. Dip my brush in the water and kind of spread it out. As I said before, you're going to get shadows from the branches. So what you can do is just kind of put little marks, and I'm running out of pigment, in your tree showing the branches being reflected. What you can do now is if you wanted to go in and add more color over the tops of these, you can do that. So let's add just a little bit of cobalt blue up here. A little yellow ochre. And I don't like the way this tree is so chopped off, so I want to add just a touch of terracotta up there. And I'm going to be very, very careful with spritzing with the water. Just a touch to add a little more pop. And to kind of go over the top of those branches. Let's add terracotta here. Cover that branch up just a little. I got a little heavy with that, so let's just go in and mop it up a little bit. And on this side, let's add just a touch of the yellow. And then we'll let that dry. If you wanted to go in and put some twigs and branches along the bottom, you can do that. Just gives a little more dimension. And again, I'm running out of pigment. A little goes so far.